it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from the Mortal Realms and the Ogor Mawtribes army set. Yes, we are back once more with more Ogors, and we have the all-new Ogor Gluttons here. They are absolutely spectacular. I love these very, very much. Very, very cool. And a massive thank you goes out to Games Workshop for sending me these early to build up and paint with all of you. And that is exactly what we're going to do, starting now. So they've all been primed in Wraithbone, and the colour we're going to be using first is Creed Camo, as we've done with all of our other ogres so far. And we're going to be applying this over the top of their trousers. So with all of that Creed Camo applied, what we're then going to do is take a roughly 2 parts Cygor Brown to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix. And we're going to apply this over top of all of the leather, such as the boots, belts, and gloves. With that Cygor Brown all applied, we then take some Wyldwood. We apply this over top of all of the wood. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Skeleton Horde. We're going to apply this over the top of any bones, but we're also going to apply this over the top of these wraps on the bodies. Next up, we're going to take some Flesh Tearers Red, and we're going to apply this over the top of any tassels. Such as that one there. And we're going to apply this over the top of the grips of the weapons. And with that Flesh Tearers Red all applied, we are then going to take a roughly 2 parts Guilliman Flesh to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix. We're going to apply this over top of all of their skin. With that all done, our next port of call is to take some Targor Rageshade. We're going to apply this over the top of any rock. And whilst we wait for that to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Black Legion. We're going to apply this over the top of any hair and facial hair. But the reason we got this guy up is because he's got a little deer corpse he's carrying around. Probably an afternoon snack of some description. And we're going to apply this over top of the hooves of said deer. And so with that all done, our next port of call is going to be some thinned down Iron Warriors. We're going to apply this over top of most of the remaining details. Now there is going to be an alternate metallic that we're going to also apply after this, but for now we're going to get this over the top of all the things like the metallic details of the weapons and most of the armour. And with all that Iron Warriors applied, we then take some thinned down Balthasar Gold and we apply this over top of all the remaining details, excluding one, which is that deer carcass on the back of that one guy. And for our final base coat, we're going to take some Gore-Grunta Fur and we're going to apply this over top of our deer carcass. And with that Gore-Grunta Fur applied, it's now time to add some shades. So we're going to start with some Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to apply this over top of the rock. And with that Agrax Earthshade all applied, we then take some Coelia Greenshade and apply this over top of the trousers. With that all done, we are then going to take a roughly sort of 3 or 4 parts water to 1 part Berserker Bloodshade mix, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the skin. And for our final shade, we take some Targor Rageshade, and we apply this over both the silver and the Balthasar Gold. So with our shades all applied, our Ogor Gluttons are now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, and they're looking pretty good. However, we're not going to leave them there. No, we're going to take them to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some layers and some highlights. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go back to where it all began with the trousers, and we're going to take some thinned down Straken Green. I'm going to use this to highlight all of their trousers. With all of that Straken Green applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Gorthor Brown. I'm going to use this to highlight the dark Cygor Brown. With that all done, we're now going to take a teensy tiny little bit of some thinned down Dawnstone. I'm going to use this to highlight the black details. So with those first few bits of highlights done, what we're now going to do is we're going to focus on the relayers. And the first of these is going to be some thinned down brass scorpion. I'm going to use this to relayer our large pieces of Balthasar Gold. Just like that. With that all done, it's, I guess, another layer. But what we're going to do is we're going to take some Incubi Darkness and we're going to thin this down to roughly 4 or 5 parts water to make it nice and runny. And we're going to apply this as some verdigris around things like these rivets in the brass. With that all done, we're then going to take some Leadbelcher and we're going to do a dry brush over some very specific areas of silver. So we're going to do a really scratchy dry brush over the top of the cutting edges of any swords, like this sort of thing. It's reasonably heavy, but we're not looking to just catch the edge there. We're looking to kind of buff up the entire sort of cutting half of the blade. And the other place that we're going to be doing this dry brushing is over the top of their tummies. It doesn't have to be perfect here either, and we are just looking to sort of mash the brush in there and do this kind of circular dry brush like that to give it just a little bit of a sort of buffed up texture. And then we're going to do the same thing around the dome of the helmet like that. It's a little bit trickier on this individual because of the tassel there, but if we do get some Leadbelcher on it, it's not the end of the world because we are going to highlight it a little bit later on. We're just going to do like that, just very minimum amounts of dry brushing here. So with that all done, we're going to come back to the metallics a little bit later on, but what we're going to do next is we're going to take some thinned down Flayed One Flesh. Only what we're going to do is we're going to thin this down just a little bit more than we would normally, sort of 3 or 4 parts water to make this almost into a glaze. And we're just going to apply this over top of all the flat areas of all of their skin. Just avoiding any of that lovely texture. With that Flayed One Flesh all applied, we are then going to take some Berserker Bloodshade once more. And what we're going to do here is we're going to apply this inside their mouths, over the top of their teeth and lips. And we're going to apply this over the top of their eyes and bottom eyelids. So with that all done, we might as well work on the skin and faces a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of Black Legion and we're going to apply this over the top of their eyeballs. With that all done, we're then going to take a teensy tiny little bit of some Screaming Skull, and we're going to use this to pick out the teeth, the corners of the eyeballs, and we're going to use this to highlight all the sort of bone and the sort of bone coloured wraps and things like that. And with that all done, our next colour is going to be some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all the silver. With all that silver highlighted, we're then going to take some thinned down Canoptek Alloy. I'm going to use this to highlight all of the brass. And so with that all done, we are now going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Flesh Tearers Red, and we're going to apply this over the top of their left hands like this. We're going to bring it up, like so. Then we're going to wash the brush, touch off the water, and we're going to blend it. Like so. And I'm going to go over the other side as well. So with that Flesh Tearers Red all applied, we are now going to finish off our Ogor Gluttons, taking some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. We use this to highlight the red details. And there we have it. Base is all complete and our Ogor Gluttons are now finished. They are the sort of mainstay battle line troops, I would guess, or I would say, of the ogres, and they are a lot of fun. They have got so much presence and they're so gorgeous. I love these models. I think they're fantastic. There's 5 more in the box for me to do at a later date, which I absolutely will do because I'm a big fan. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.